And please don't forget your next attendance at 10:30. It's around in 12 minutes. Okay, VPN. Let's take the board. So what is a VPN? It's all about encryption. Virtual Private Network. VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. Virtual Private Network. This is VPN. That's it. End of class. Go home. All right. What is the VPN? A VPN is when two machines, they can talk, well, peer-to-peer, even here, right? Even between two machines, or through a server, for example, that they can go outside whatever communication, and they will be the only one that they understand what they are talking about, right? How we do that? So imagine if, for example, we speak languages, right? We speak languages. I imagine if I will take someone and I will develop my own language that I can talk with him. So I can talk with him in front of anybody, and nobody in the planet will understand because it's just me and him who understand that language, right? So even if I take any country, anyone from any country, right, he will not understand because that language don't really exist. We made a protocol. We negotiated that protocol between us, me and that guy, and we started talking that new language, right? So we can talk in front of everyone. They will see the data flow, right? They will hear the sounds, but they don't understand damn word about what we are talking about. Okay, so it's kind of same concept. Here we have bits 0 and 1s, we have payloads, communication addresses, whatever things. So if we take some kind of protocol that we negotiate using tools, using protocols, roles that we establish at first, and these two machines will exchange this data in a way that nobody will be able to understand it. Okay. So this is all about encryption. The concept of encryption started in the early age of human being, right? We started the encryption even when we were using letters. I mean, writing letters in paper or in papyrus or whatever. Old generations, the Romans were using this technique in war messages or whatever. They use the tool that's called, we still call those algorithms ciphers, right? The concept of the Roman at the time, they had, for example, a letter with blah, 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 blah. They would even never understand it. It's just the letters A, B, W, J, whatever, right? So a sequence of letters. And they had a disk. They had a disk with letters and numbers that they can move them, right? So they are associated with letters and numbers and those stuff, 1, 2, 3. And when we use this disk, when you use this disk, you can associate the letters with the numbers here to get some words back on the paper. And they were doing this by security, for example, exchanging intel for war or really important messages that the enemy should not get. They send, for example, the letter with a wire, right, in a horse going one way, and the cipher with another wire or another messenger in a horse in another way, so they will get to the destination in different way. So even if the enemy will catch this guy here, they will not understand, and even the enemy will catch this guy here and they got the cipher, what to do with the cipher with this, right? So by security, they were sending on to different ways, right? If you take, for example, here cipher, company name Cipher Roman encryption, Roman cipher, right? You go to, there you go. See, so I had those things like this, and some papers rolled with numbers, and they can associate after using these disks here with the letters to get the message bullet back. There's many ways to do it, right? Many ciphers, many kind of ciphers, and so go on. So they encrypted. This was one of the first kind of encryption in the world. And from that time till nowadays, we call it cipher. We call it cipher. Cipher is a method how we can encode something, right, or encrypt something, some information. This cipher provides you something important. For example, when we have data, we're going to use a key and algorithm. And after we will end up with the encrypted data. Right? We will send this, and on the reception, so this is sending, and on the reception, we will use the key and algorithm to decrypt it back, and after we will go back to our data that we can read and use, right? So this is the process of it. See, the key, we use the algorithm. Algorithm is the process, is the rules. The key, we're gonna see an example, and we will send it encrypted. So people, if they can catch this or they can see this, they don't have a key. They don't have a key to open it, even if they know the algorithm. Even if the algorithm is public, they will not have a key, right? Let's do a really dummy, stupid example to understand what I'm talking about. For example, I have the word hello, right? I'm gonna put, for example, key 3, and my algorithm is move move right. So this is the process. This is a role. This is a key, right? And I have the alphabet, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, W, X, Y, Z. Oh, this is the alphabet. Okay. And I have a key of 3 and move right. Move right. Okay. So if I take H, I'm going to move right. How much? 3. Jump 3. So I will write here K. E. So I'm here. 1, 2, 3. H. Right. And L. L. 1, 2, 3. O. Another L. So it's another O. And O here. 1, 2, 3. I will end up with R. I don't know, right? So I can send Khor. Khor is encrypted data. This is what I'm gonna email or send through the network. So people, when they see Khor, they don't know what is the process to get it back, right? Because they don't have the key, and maybe even if they know the algorithm, they don't have the key, right? Otherwise, even the algorithm is unknown. I don't know the process. Move left, move right, move whatever. I don't know, right? Imagine if I here, let's complicate it. So imagine if I have a matrix. It's not anymore a linear A B C D E F, something like that, right? And after the move here will be move 1 left, 3 down. 1 left, 3. See, I can build a really complex algorithms, right? Depend on the shape of my data, whatever. So this is just an example, a simple one to understand what is this algorithm and what is this key, right? So I can have a really complex process to do it that gonna demand a lot of resources of CPU to be processed, a lot of math in there, right? Put logarithm of this, when you find the result of that, move it 3 times down, blah, something like that, right? So I can have really huge, complex algorithms that I can play with as much as I want. Okay. Encrypted core, on the reception, they will do the reverse of that because they know the algorithm, so it's going to be move left, and I have the key, it's 3, right? Move the left 3, and I will end up back with the hello. So I was the only one who didn't understand this word because I'm the only one who have the key, and I'm the only one who know how to reverse the algorithm, right? And of course, as I told you here, the algorithm is really stupid. Move 3, right? Imagine if I have a lot of mathematical algorithm, mathematical process here, advanced using modulo, whatever, integrals, what I can loop things here also, right? So I can loop things. For example, you loop, I don't know, 3 times O. So even the key here, loop it 3 times here, and after jump 2, and after loop 6 times here. And so even the algorithm process will not be equal every time I will move by 3 letters, right? So I can write a complex algorithm. So those are algorithms of encryptions, and those are keys that we use for that. Okay, the same concept now in complicated way when we use the data. Of course, here we have two kind of this way we do it. When we complex things really and use really advanced math, we end up with 2 different entities, 2 different ways of having this this problem, of solving this problem. We can have symmetric and asymmetric encryption. What this means? Symmetric encryption, you see, this one is a symmetric encryption because I'm using exactly the same key for encryption and the same key for decryption, right? So to reverse the process back, I'm using exactly the same value, 3. Okay, it's the same key. But when we are dealing with Boolean algebra and those stuff and advanced mathematic process, and depend on the algorithm, how he is shaping the stuff, we can have also asymmetric. It's much more secure. So the algorithm that I have here, I'm going to use some key to encrypt it. And after when I reverse it back, it's a different key that it's not 3, it's another thing. So it's much more advanced, right? So I can open it, for example, with 6. Of course, it will not be applied with this algorithm, this basic thing, right? But when we are using modulo, exactly, specifically modulo, and prime numbers, big prime numbers, we can end up with some complicated algorithms that they can solve this. Right? Why we solve this? We solve this because of a huge problem happened in this kind of communication before that we dealt with for years and years and years. And after we get 3 people having some concept and 2 people having another concept that we are using nowadays. The problem was, if I have a same key here, if I have a same key, so I need to tell this guy the key. Well, the Romans solved the problem with 2 different horses, right? They can send the key here, and they can send the algorithm and the data in all the way. Well, but still people can catch it. In the internet, when you send your key, this is a problem. Because if someone gonna catch the key first, he will be able also to just sit on the middle and he have the key. So even if he catch whore, he will be able to decrypt it. So how to find the way to send the key encrypted, right? There's no way. Because the whole process of having the key is to encrypt the data. And how the hell we can send the key encrypted since we didn't establish the role yet to send the key? So you see, it's a loop, right? It's a dilemma. We go back. How I can send the key encrypted, and the key I use it to start encrypting things, right? So that was a problem for years and years. We're using now RSA or Diffie-Hellman. I will not profane their names. Should be here somewhere, right? So RSA stands for Rive, Amir, Adelman. There's 3 people that they get a Nobel Prize, I guess. And even Diffie-Hellman. Those are processes of how we can generate an algorithm with some key that will be decrypted with another value of another key. Oh, that's interesting. So I don't need to share my key here, right? I don't need to share anymore my key. This one will generate his own key. He will do his own math, and he will find the key that can encrypt the things, right? I told you it's a complex process. Basically, the math there is based on modulo and prime numbers. This is why prime numbers in IT have a huge value mathematically, because the more we can find bigger prime numbers, the more we can have better security and better encryption. Okay. Now those, you know what is prime numbers, right? The prime numbers are the numbers that they can be divided just by themselves. Okay, like for example 7. 7 is prime number. 9, not 9, sorry, 11, right? 11. Can we divide 11 by anything else? No. We can divide 11 by 11 or 11 by 1. If you divide it by 3, yeah, 13, and so on and so on. Well, those are really small prime numbers. We need to use huge, bigger prime numbers like around the billions of billions prime numbers. And there is a research, there's scientists that they can find those really, really big numbers, and there is a price on that, right? So the next prime number, if you're gonna find it, you can have till $1 billion or something like that, right? There's a mathematical price on that, and even with the huge powerful machines that we have, it's really, really complex to find those numbers that they have billions of digits, and they will just be able to accept division by themselves and one, because the more we're going to go bigger, the more they're going to become rari, right? The more they're going to become rari. So imagine with billions of digits finding those kind of numbers, right? There is a 4 years ago, one guy find the next one, right? So we are at I don't know how many pages. If you're gonna write it, the prime number that we find, the bigger prime number that we find, digits have, right? They are searching for the next one. Okay, so I told you the process here of RSA and Diffie-Hellman is based on this concept of prime numbers and modulo. It's a complex mathematical way that this one gonna generate his own key and this one gonna generate his own key based on that algorithm, and this algorithm will be encrypted just by that key, and he will be able to be decrypted just by this key, right? This is the trick. Okay, so this is asymmetric. This is asymmetric encryption. Of course, it's a much more secure than the symmetric one, but we still use the symmetric one, right? Because of the resources. So we do this asymmetric process first to exchange our keys, and now we have the encryption, right? So we can do asymmetric. We exchange a key. Nobody gonna understand that key because it was being exchanged through an asymmetric, and after we work with the symmetric things.